I don't know if you remember about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I talked about how they were using our exact email address and things like that. It was like exposing us to the world every time we post a comment or stuff like that. Now, I have nothing to hide. It was just ridiculous, remember? And I said for a large multi-billion-dollar company, YouTube couldn't fix it right away. Now, I remember one of the brothers said, he said that is actually they had notified everybody that it was a planned thing that they would actually they'd revert back to showing your email to ID you versus your what do you call it? You know, your anonymous ID or your I'm trying to think. Oh, God, your ID that you want to provide, an alternate ID. There you go, alternate ID. I know, an alternate ID. So anyway, so guess what? They have moved back to doing that because look, my posts now are coming back. Let's see, where is it? I was trying to show you. God darn it! Oh no, it's going to somewhere else. That's Mud Falls University. He's got the thing about this. Oh, let's see, App Captain Kirk. Oh, that was hit there. Wait, no. See, this is what's weird. It's hit or miss. Wait. There's still an issue, my friends. This one says at Captain Kirk 7676 that they're coming. See, look at this. Certain ones it's doing that. It's hit or it's all messed up their database because you just saw that. It's the current 7676 right there. This one right here. Look at this right there. Okay, so now we go back here. So they're not even doing what they said. It would be one or the other. Now it's both because I was talking to these guys about, I told them about my position taking I told them last week when I told them now these pre-market prep folks, I like to hang out there just to test what's going on with other ones like this. Look at this. Oh my God, it just flipped right in front of me. What is going on here? I'm not kidding you, folks. This said Captain Kirk. Just about we have to figure out what's going on here because this is driving me crazy now. It just said that this is like Mandela effect stuff. I mean, it said Captain Kirk, so I'm wondering why. Let's see another comment. Let's see, here's click this one.
Well,
maybe it's the way you
team,
enter the
it
thing.
looks like we
no,
got
I don't
ourselves.
know. Let's see, I didn't count here. Listen to this. What is going on here? Is this like a Mandela? And this ain't Mandela. This is weird. I'm not telling you, folks. It said right just, a minute ago. It was that's why I started this recording. I said, "Oh, I'm gonna tell everybody that it says Captain Kirk again." Let's see what else. Let's see this. Does it say Captain Kirk? But also, no, sorry. So you got to see this. I'm sorry. I am curious what is going on here. It's sometimes it's one or the other, depending on which way you hit the database. Let's see. Oh, this is somebody talking about Gaia. Let's see. Gaia. Let's see. That was Mud Fossil talking about Gaia. Yeah, it just has my normal. What is happening? I don't understand what's happening, my friends. In a software, it could be which database you're hitting when you click on a button. One might be doing what's called aliasing, and one's not aliasing. I have no idea. Now we're all back to there. I'm not kidding you, folks. It's like, it's not a Mandela effect. It's more of a aliasing situation where it had my name as just my alias, Captain Kirk, and then I wonder if you hit like reply. Let's see if I hit reply, if it says testing, alias, alias, my name. All right, let's see if it happens. See, and then sometimes it's refreshing. No, it just says, okay, I have no idea what's happening here. Like I said, from a software field, it sounds like we're hitting a different database. One is, they could be using multiple, if you're YouTube, you have to have multiple databases that are responding, right? So they're trying to keep them synced, though. They call it, you keep them in sync, because I used to work in database, so they got it, when one upgrade gets an update, it has to push the other ones as fast as it can to be in sync with the other databases. And anyways, I'm gonna pause this for a minute. Well, friends, now I can't show you. It's crazy. So anyway, so you might see that where I actually use your alias name, like Captain Kirk versus my email address. Well, anyway, so what's interesting about this is that the reason I'm bringing this up is I don't really care, right? It can be Joe Schmo, nobody. What I do care about is that we got a multi-billion-dollar company, and I would have been fired. I'm not kidding you. This kind of stuff, even though it sounds minor, it can actually cause issues with the database trying to keep in sync if you have different aliases and who's posted this and that and data runs. And the fact that they can't even keep their stuff straight. I'm seriously, the database administrators, they would have been all over our rear ends, right? Me as a tech lead, I would have got heat on me. They would have said, why, especially this has been going on probably weeks now, that, and nobody's saying anything. And they would have been like, hey, bud, you got to get your team on this and get this fixed immediately. So what I'm saying is it's a sign of times of our society, corporate America. The employees been worn out. They don't care. Nobody cares. And nobody's made responsible. Not made both their personal behavior, not made, I told you, I cannot believe we have to live in a fake reality. This thing cannot be operating. This whole world would have collapsed already. I'm not kidding you. It would have collapsed. And, there is no way this world is real, right? You can see it all around you. I'm going to give you another example that I know it's about money again, yes, but I'm going to give you an example that I was talking to a guy at YMCA about 2 days ago, right? And he was just an average middle class guy living in Long Beach. He even said what I said. I said, I don't know how these people afford these houses. He said, you know that these houses around me are pushing $1 to $5 million. He said, I don't know how my neighbors are affording these houses. He said, I do not understand it. He goes, I got in kind of early, because I've been here a long time. But he said, there's new ones moving in. And he said, you'll see them working at Taco Bell. I'm not trying to sell people at Taco Bell. He said, they'll be working at Taco Bell. I'm like going, how in the world are you spending, $2 million on this house, right? And he said some of his neighborhood, they'll go from 1 to 5 because, it's like California, they can change, within one block, you're in $1 million homes versus 5 just within one block, right? Happens immediately. So, he said some of my neighbors, $5 million. He said, I don't understand how this is impossible, because, right, it is, it's all fake, right? Because I told you, I need to go, I'm not trying to boast how much money I made this and that. I was rated as top 5% of the dang nation, and my income, it was out the roof. And I mean, even then I'm like, I was the richest person that lived in near Colorado. I was, right? The attorneys made more than them, and not trying to boast. I just made a ton of money. Far as the income, not their other incomes that they probably inherited or things like that, or this thing, investments, who knows, right? But far as salary, I know I was at the top, man, seriously. And because I knew that when I filed taxes, they'd come back and say, well, you can't even do itemized. You had to do the special tax where you have to go in there and, you can't itemize. You have to just pay, it's a flat tax and all this other stuff. Except if you're the elite, they find a way around that one. We know this already, right? Well, anyway, so my point is that there's no way, because I'm seriously, you tell me these jobs are just paying, and I tell you what, I had to pay everything I had to for those houses that I had, right? That, I'm like, I was like, wow, there is a lot of money required to maintain this. I was still middle class, just upper middle class, or just middle class. Probably just, I'm not, that was actually just middle class, right? I was not that, I didn't think I was upper middle class. But then when I came to file the taxes, they're like, hey, you're way up middle class. You are low rich. And I'm like, no, not 5% nation. What's going on here? So this could have been wrong too, right? That was a TurboTax that was following through. It could have been wrong. They just grabbed a number. They claim that they did research and they got true stats from the IRS, blah, blah, blah. Who knows? It doesn't matter. My point is this, even if you remove all that, this whole world's fake. The guy that's got the $1 million house down the street is probably just a puppet, just a Satan thing or whatever going on. Oh, that's what I'm going to tell you. This is something I know. That I got information from a guy who's deep state. I'm going to tell you some more stuff about the stuff I have learned. Oh, it's unreal. So we're doing this because I didn't know this. I know you probably knew about this. I didn't know a lot of these movie stars and even these politicians that they own pieces of property that are used actually as CIA or undercover government operations. It might be said, I'm giving a crazy example. Let's say Lady Gaga or Michael Jackson, just throw it out there, right? That home is actually, let's say that it actually belongs to an idler when they actually use it as an operation. I had no idea. Are you kidding me? And I don't understand why they would do this. But anyway, so they use it as a base. So a lot of these idlers, you'll see them actually own like this property, or not one of their main homes, right? But they own we have like Oprah Winfrey, she owns like 4 houses in Colorado, kid you not, Telluride, wherever, right? That she actually might, we don't know, that she made a deal with the CIA or something to, one of those houses will be, an operation facility where she didn't even go in it. And he gave me some examples. I can't remember who he said that that is very common to have fake houses. You're kidding me. And they also have fake churches. I mean, you kidding me? There are fake churches that are actually running for CIA agents and other government. So, it's crazy. We have fake churches where people actually use them for drug dealing too. There's actually 4 of them here in San Diego area that I'm aware of, that they claim they're with Jesus, the Lord, and they're nothing but a scam, and they're used to distribute drugs because they said, the neighbors turn their eye to this place, these churches, and the police probably don't really pay attention and say, well, it's a church, we're not gonna really care about that. So then you got the bad using churches. I mean, think about when the Lord, when he went through the table and said, why are you using the Father's temple? You disgrace it. Now we got drugs they're using. You got the dang government using these churches as well. Are you kidding me? Everybody's using a church to hide and as a fake. It's like, you got to be kidding me. It's like, it's like I used to make a joke when I was in college and I was in an MBA degree, when in master school, that I said, the perfect tank is to have it look like a school bus, because the guy was talking about how he goes, someday they're going to have technology that can identify what's a good target you don't want to hit and a target that you should hit. And he said, so they're going to have recognition software. And I said, well, they're going to beat me. And he goes, why is that? And the whole class is all sitting there. And I said, because I'm going to design a tank that looks like a bus. And the whole class started laughing. They said, oh my God, this is graduate school too. And these guys are like, everybody's like, all these ladies and gentlemen laugh. And they said, oh my God. And one guy goes, even when the professor's like, oh, thanks, Kirk, for making a mockery, because he knew I was right. So, and one guy goes, I can see this. You got this big yellow bus. It pulls up. He said, all of a sudden, this big cannon starts raising the top of it. And all of a sudden, this big dang cannon comes out of it. And he said, you got this big missile launcher. And he said, he can't shoot it down because your software can't recognize that it's actually a true threat. Boy, not to go on about that. So the whole world is a fake. There are some real components to it. We got to keep that in mind. There's real people, real souls, and there's some real things that are happening around us. But, the whole thing is, once you're awake, it's like you're beyond awake. It's like even Raleigh and I said, once you take that pill, it's like the Matrix. You can't take that pill. So we have to learn how to live here until we finish our mission and get the exit door out of here, right? Because once you got that thing, boy, the whole world, it's like you're walking around. It's like, what is this? You gotta be kidding me. So just remember that. So, like I said, so what we do is we be happy. We do if we can. It's our reactions that are important, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff, right? Okay. Take care. God bless.